President Trump facing growing scrutiny within his own party over how this immigration crackdown is being handled. Mary Bruce at the White House tonight. Tonight, President Trump facing a rare and growing backlash from members of his own party. Some big-name Republicans, including the governor of Texas, now urging him to, quote, recalibrate his immigration crackdown. Others denouncing the administration's rush to judgment after federal officers killed Alex Preddy. He was there to perpetuate violence. Even as the country watched video of Preti's killing, Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem quick to accuse him of domestic terrorism. The president labeling him a gunman. Deputy White House Chief of Staff Stephen Miller calling Preti an assassin, a comment reposted by Vice President J.D. Vance. But tonight, the conservative editorial board of the Wall Street Journal writing bluntly, the Trump administration's spin on this simply isn't believable. The conservative New York Post writing, Mr. President, the American people didn't vote for these scenes, and you can't continue to order them to not believe their lying eyes. Texas Senator Ted Cruz saying the administration's tone should be more measured. Immediately when an incident like this happens, they come out guns blazing that we took out a violent terrorist. Blazing that we took out a violent terrorist, hooray. Escalating the rhetoric doesn't help, and it actually loses credibility. Today, I asked the White House. Secretary Noem said Alex Preddy committed an act of domestic terrorism. Stephen Miller labeled Preddy a domestic terrorist. Does the president agree with that? Look, as I've said, I have not heard the president characterize Mr. Preddy in that way. However, I have heard the president say he wants to let the facts in the investigation lead itself. Night, at least 29 Republican members of Congress demanding a full investigation. And conservative Texas Governor Greg Abbott says it's time for the White House to recalibrate their immigration enforcement tactics, go about their job in a more structured way to make sure that they are going to be able to remove these people without causing all the kinds of problems and fighting in communities that they are experiencing right now. David, it's clear the White House is trying to change its tone tonight. The president speaking today with Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, also late today speaking with Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey. But when asked about Secretary Kristi Noem, who said Preti committed an act of domestic terrorism, the press secretary said Noem has the, quote, utmost trust and confidence of the president. David.